Welcome, everyone. My name is Terry Jones, and this is the Explore Mixed Media Group with Corinne Carpino, Laurie Trumpet Williams, and I. And today we are going to
Welcome, everyone. My name is Terry
and I've got to
Jones, and
turn
this
that
is the
off. Okay. Today we are going to kind of finish up stuff. We're going to use, at least I am going to use things I've already done throughout the month, and I'm going to create a small series of paintings. So Corrine, what are you planning on doing?
I have some cards that I've started, and I'm going to be using the collage paper that I made last week and some that we made in previous sessions, and trying to put together some small collages.
Excellent. And you, Laurie?
I have pulled together the prints that we did last week, and I want to make some tags for gifts. I've got graduation season coming and Mother's Day and all that. So I'm going to turn them in. I'm gonna create on them and then cut them into tags and punch holes so that and tie pretty little ribbons on them.
Well, fabulous. We're all doing different things. That's wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my down camera and we will start. Ah, see what of a mess I have. So, um, so here I have just a bunch of things that I've just kind of started. So I'm just going to work with this and work. So can't think of anything else to do.
I'm going to start tearing and putting papers down.
That is the same thing. So I tend to put my collage papers down before I put texture on. So I may end up doing texture in these skies that I've kind of started. And this was all done with, I've tried the Kuretake watercolors, and I just.
Oh, yeah, I have some of those. How'd you like them?
I liked them. I did not originally, I tried to start it on a piece of gesso paper and I hated it on that. But I like the watercolors. They're a bit opaque for me. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
So
They are.
that is where I go with that. Okay, so let's just start. I made a lot of papers last week. And I'm just going to start putting some down as background mountains. What sells really well here is very tiny collaged kind of mountain scenes. So that's what I'm going to work on here. And so I just got some torn pieces of paper and I'm working that through. And then here, I think I decided I'm putting this. So let's just.
Starting with my lightest paper, my transparent paper, just hit some spots of texture.
Hey, Corinne, I think your mic is off or very faint.
Oh, okay, let me just switch. Better?
That's much better.
Much better, much better.
So you may have to repeat what you said.
She said she was starting with her most transparent pieces.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
That's what she said.
And I have a piece of cardboard that I pulled from my mark making box. And I'm actually just painting on top of it to go in with some marks on top of mine. in a complementary color to my background that I created last week.
I think I put my lake in the wrong spot. I decided that this looked like a lake, but then I think I put it in the wrong spot, so I better put another row of mountains up first. There I go. Another row of mountains, and then I'll put my lake in. So sometimes these pieces of paper just, say, oh, you'd make a really good lake, or you'd make a really good mountain range with a lake in it.
They speak to you, huh?
They speak to me. And
Right.
this particular one kind of spoke to me as the possibility. Up here in the mountains, we have these little lakes that just kind of pop up because actually many years ago, they had the Tennessee Valley Authority made lots of lakes for us,
Yes, they did.
and which allowed electricity to come to our area, which was fabulous. So here I'm trying to give the impression, oh, I like that little bit of purple showing through, of a lake in this one. And I have many years ago, I don't know if you guys remembered I did it, but many years ago I did a whole series on making prints with old alcohol ink tiles that had for whatever reason I wasn't happy with. So I bought all of these 4.5 by a 4.5 mats because I was putting them in the 4.5 by 4.5 mats, which was great. But now I'm not doing that a lot anymore. And I have all these 4.5 by 4.5 inch mats. So I thought that 5 by 5 little collages would look fabulous in them. So that's what I'm doing here, filling up mats I already have, which is something I think it's a really good idea to remember, that use what you have.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely. I'll
if I've
love
got something like that in my stash, create something for the frames and the mats that I have. Don't try to reinvent the wheel every time we do anything. Which is,
I have a bunch of mats for little 4x6 paintings.
uh-huh.
And I also have a bunch of mats that I found the other day for ATC size paintings.
Oh, wow.
So I have to think about how to use those.
It's always a good idea. Yeah, I think that's what I did with this one, is how to use it. Let's work on another way. Kind of liking these mountain ranges that I've done here. I've got myself backwards somehow. I'm not left-handed, but I'm just going to have to live with it. It just discombobulates me when I look into that. I'm going to call this another lake here, I think, and mess with it. Well, maybe I won't. I kind of like that. Okay. Got this. Like Corinne, I'm working from my lightest. Well, if I have a light, like I want a sky to be lighter and I want it to be a collage piece, I just for some reason thought this piece would be a wonderful sky. It just feels skyy to me. So I'm going to put this one down, and then I'm going to work on mountains. Now, one of the things that I've learned through my experience, which is where I make mistakes, is to try not to put, if it's a heavier paper like this, try not to put a straight line anywhere, especially if you're working in like the mountains. So as you can see, I tore this a bit so it doesn't appear to be straight on the bottom. I don't care about the sides and the edges, but if you keep it too straight after you finish everything and everything dries up, what tends to happen is you have a straight line someplace where you don't want it. And then you struggle for hours trying to figure out how to get rid of it. So if it is not straight line, even though it may not be the, what's the word I'm looking for? It may not exactly match the mountain range or whatever you're putting in front of it, though. But if you have a not straight line, it tends to disappear better. So that's what I'm working on with my not straight line here. And then I'm going to put my mountains, which I thought I had here. There we go. Though I really like the mountains that are showing up back there now, and I'm going to just leave them. I'm going to put another mountain range in front of them because I like the sky turned into Purple Mountain Majesty. So then when you kind of do things like that, sometimes magic happens. And I'm going to put this one more in front of it. And then take this one and okay. Mm. Now, this particular piece, I might have to be a little careful with because I just realized I put Brusho down there.
Will
Oh,
it reactivate?
Why did you have Brusho out?
oh, because I was playing.
Oh, well, that you're allowed to do that.
I was playing with Brusho. I've got Brusho in this one and this one. And I was just like, and I did it. And then I said, oh, I should have waited till the last thing to put Brusho, not before I collaged it. But I'm gonna.
That's great.
That's what I do. So one of the things I also want to do with these is not make them so identical, trying to use my fingers so I don't get Brusho that's in the brush. I don't want to make them super identical, which I seem to be doing at the moment. Because I also am thinking of kind of a series. So must have to put trees in them or something. Okay. So I also want to take some of the same colors and use them through the whole process.
Yeah, that continuity and balance is important.
Yes, I think it really is. So I'm trying to figure out exactly. My head said this was going to be a pond on another one. But I'm not sure about the pondiness. We'll see. No, that's a little light for the pond. Okay, next row. We have customers in here.
That's a
Hopefully,
good thing.
that is a good thing.
We love customers.
We do love customers. I adore customers. I just feel like I want. No, I don't think I put that there. Okay, I like that as a pond or there again. That's what I want. Which is right there. Okay, that is a pond. Okay, another one down. This super brusho one down here, I'm scared of doing anything with.
I love that. What color was that you used? That you had that little faint reddish. Was that part of a collage paper that you had, or
It was, no, it was the brusho. After I put put
Oh,
everything down, I decided that I needed a little bit of brusho.
okay.
So it was,
So that was the brush up.
that's the brusho. That's the brusho I have to try not to get into.
Oh.
Oh, I like the feeling of a lake in that one. I like the feeling of a lake in that one. I'm gonna have to put something, another hill over here. The other thing is don't get anchored by prosaic detail, which I say all the time, and then I get all crazed about making sure that everything's perfect. So you really don't have to.
That's that other side of your brain coming out.
That is, that other side of the brain every once in a while comes out, and I'm like, what is going on here? Why are you doing this to me? But here I am. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Oh, I'm liking mine. I love this little pinky stuff happening down here.
I do too. I like,
Pretty, how did you do that?
That was the brusho.
Oh, okay.
But now I'm trying to figure out what I can do to capture it, because my go-to thing for brusho is when I put something like this on, then I put a layer of matte medium on a gel plate, and then I press it on the gel plate and pull it off, and it seals it. But I can't do that with this. Oops. I'm not quite sure what I can do. Thinking. Oh, Corinne, yours are looking luscious.
Thank
I
you.
love your values, your value, how you got darks and lights.
Thank you.
Looks quite wonderful.
Still sticking.
So if anybody wants to, on a Friday, and lives in the Atlanta, North Atlanta area, wants to come up here and visit, they're welcome to come in and sit in while I do this at the studio here.
oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, I know, it would be fun. But if anybody has that strong desire to come visit Murphy, North Carolina, which is where I am.
I'll be there in about 10 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take you at least 10 hours to get here, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No,
Better size.
I would love to have you down here, Laurie.
It's gonna happen.
You do know that there is a guest suite available for you.
And lovely it is.
Lovely it is. I know, I was cleaning it the other day and I said, Britt says, why are you cleaning it? I said, well, you know, Corinne's coming in June. She'll be here. Okay.
Looking forward to it.
How's our time? Okay. I still am, I want to make something. Not sure. So I wanted to put trees in something. But I'm not sure whether that's gonna work. One of the problems of doing this in the half an hour, of course, is that we get stuck with it gets wet and then we have to figure out,
How to dry it.
right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly where I am. And that's why I'm switching around. I'm moving from one thing to the next. because-
Right. I've been doing that, but I know I'm at to the brusher part. So that's where, I mean, I kind of know what I'm going to do in the foreground, and I'm going to put some texture in the sky, but I'm stuck on this one not being exactly, I don't want it to be exactly the same. So I really wanted to put trees. And this guy down.
Dry it so I can add some paint. I'm gonna just turn off my speaker while I do that.
That looks really good. Okay. Ooh, and I cover all the brushing. Yeah, maybe I do it this way. Well, I'm going bold. See what happens. You ever hold pieces of paper that you've made and you just sit here and you say, I love that piece of paper? It's nothing really, it's nothing super fabulous, but you just love it and you don't know what it's going to be, but you know it's going to be something.
Yeah.
This is one of those pieces of paper that it was a roll off from some, one of the kind of roll off sheet things.
Exactly. Look what I'm using.
Yes. That's
I pulled out a bunch of different collage papers and then this was the one I picked.
Yeah, that's what I do all the time. And it's like, what? But I have this vision again, and me and my Klimt trees, I have this vision of trees that have a lot of texture and gold in them that I want to use for. I don't know how this is going to work, but I just love that. Looks like a forest back there. Just love it. And now I need more. No, I can't really. That's very cool. So now I need another layer of stuff. And I talk to myself all the time.
That's my favorite part.
I know I'll be in my studio and Britt will be sitting at the door waiting. And I turn around and I say, what are you waiting for? And he goes, well, you're talking to yourself. I thought you were on the phone or recording something or whatever. I said, no, I'm just talking to myself. Okay.
That's great. I'm liking that little flower thing, when I put some of that, not flower, but pinwheel kind of.
Mm. Yeah, this should have been more.
Interesting, I don't know why, but I'm doing a lot of finger painting.
Ah.
I don't know what possessed me to do that, but here I am.
Now I want to use more brush on. Um,
I'm talking to myself.
we're all talking to ourselves.
It's
That's what we
contagious.
do. It's kind of what happens. No, that's not really where I want to go with that. I want my trees. Okay, let me just put some trees in here. Just crazy trees. Ah.
Do some drying before I can go any further.
No.
To trim these off.
Oops. I just decapitated my tree.
Uh-oh.
I had an idea. But I didn't do a really good job with it. That's okay, it belongs there. And then we have another tree. Hmm. Hmm. Oops.
Okay, we're all pretty quiet here.
We're not,
Concentrating.
we're concentrating and we're trying to figure it out.
Got it.
Hint when doing trees, make sure that the bottom is wider than the top. Good idea, Terry. You can always use narrow pieces for other pieces. Okay, I still need to do something with that. Statement tree. A statement tree somewhere. Pick. Then. and crooked and. Now. This line is making these in that. Okay. What time is it? Okay, girls.
Oh, forever.
I'm sorry, but it
Yeah,
appears
fine.
that we finished for the day. So this is the end of our flow process. And one of the things that I think this month was flow and reflections and a lot of watery stuff. What is May going to be, Laurie?
Hold on, I have it up here. Just give me a second and I will
Because
tell you.
May starts next week.
That's right. And the theme for May is growing together. Celebrate
Ooh,
growth as an artist and as a community and explore how collaboration and shared learning expand your creative potential. And Corrine will be leading next month.
cool. Excellent. Well, I want to thank you all for the opportunity for letting me lead. And I will participate next month and I look forward to it. Oh, those are beautiful, Laurie. I love your tags.
Oh, they're
Thank
really
you.
pretty.
Yeah, Corinne, do you have any last thoughts?
No, I really enjoyed this month. I'm gonna continue to, I'm gonna let this paper dry and then I'm gonna add some paint and calm it down a little bit. I need a calm spot. And probably put some writing on these and turn them into cards.
I
Yes,
love them. They're beautiful.
Thank
they are
you.
absolutely gorgeous. Your color combinations are fabulous. And I'm
Yes.
going to do the same thing. I'll work through the day and I'll post them as completed by tomorrow morning. So
Okay.
thank you all for joining us
Thank
and
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.